because that won't happen. We got to go out there and get the phone to ring. Does that make sense? So the two ends of lead generation, right? We have our method and then our message. Method and then our message. So let's jump into the methods. So we have two methods, right? We have prospecting and marketing. So what's prospecting?
Oh, we're on page 30, guys.
30. So I jumped ahead, sorry, 30.
Got it.
I know. I got nothing to help you. Those are section 2. Those are old.
Prospecting is generating leads through an action and words, in person or on the phone, and talking directly to people.
Going out there and getting it. I like to say prospecting is when we're a little bit less money in us. It's free. Prospecting, it doesn't cost money for you out there to go to the mall and talk to people, or go to the store and run into somebody, or talking to the cashier and give them your card, right? Or even door knocking or cold calling, or all those things is prospecting, correct?
Right.
That's marketing.
Putting your ad out.
Yeah. Marketing, branding yourself, doing any of those stuff. So we always say you should be prospecting based, marketing enhanced. Right? So we always, when new agents come in, we always say be prospecting based. Why is that? It doesn't cost money. If you have a budget model and your business is currently making no money, you shouldn't be spending money, correct?
Sure.
So you go out there and prospect. The easiest way to prospect is you call everyone with your phone. You throw your phone on the ground. That's the easiest way to prospect. You call everyone in your phone, right?
Call someone for it.
Yeah. So when agents are brand new, I say, well, like, what do I do to get started? Well, truthfully, is you should call everyone in your phone and tell them you have a real estate business. And that is what you should do. And that's a hard, like a lot of people, it's nerve-wracking to do that. But that is what you should do first. That's the first step of prospecting, is calling your friends and family and asking for business, asking if anyone wants to buy. So real estate, make sure they know you do real estate, right? That's the first step of what we do. So marketing is the stuff we like to do because it's less fearful, right? It's less rejection, less complicated. I could just put out ads on Facebook, or I can do videos, I can do social media stuff, and that way I don't have to worry about rejection as much, but it's a lot less quick return. Make sense? So marketing is anything building your brand and getting stuff out there, but typically it's quicker or less quick results. It's a long-term play. But in any business, marketing is a huge part, right? You see marketing ads all the time. Everything is ads. So marketing is important, especially as your business grows. You should have a marketing plan. You should be out there doing that. But always remember your prospecting base of your business. Always spending time calling your database, making sure your database knows what you're doing, and then marketing to them as well. All right? So find the motive. The message matters. So first off, match the market, and then make an offer. So we talk about MOFers, and we're going to do this together as coming up with ideas, because I think it's the lost art that's missed for us. As we are salespeople, we need to be able to. Anyone familiar with ad copy? What that means?
Copy.
Like copy, writing copy. So there's a science and a brilliance behind those piece of mail ads that you get, right? What works and what doesn't work. They're making offers to people all the time, and you get offers all the time in the mail, and they know they call it writing copy, is basically writing great ads to get people to respond to those ads. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. So when you open up your mailbox and you have the, whatever it looks like, and you open it up and they know for how many thousands they send out, how many will respond, and they'll be able to do it. And they have professional ad writers, copywriters, that they do to see what works and what comes back. There's a whole art in that. You could lose hours learning about what that looks like. And all of you are salespeople. You probably should research that a little bit and learn about that, because if you can get good at that, writing a good amount of ad, like it used to be, your free housing evaluation, like things like that, but it's become so common, but that worked. Back in the day, people wanted to know what their houses were. But we have Zillow now. So a lot of people go look at the Zestimate, and they're like, oh, I don't need that as much anymore. But there is things out there that people are interested in that would respond to your ads, and you have to be creative in thinking of that might be. The first thing you got to think, though, is what is your message? All right? So if I was going, right now to write a message, the first thing I want to do is make sure my message matches the market. That makes sense? What would be a terrible message right now if you're trying to get people to buy or sell real estate?
Interest rates are low.
Time to refinance!
Yeah.
Right? Like, interest rate, like, right? That wouldn't make any sense. Right? So what is a good message that might be coming up that we could use that people, the market that we're headed to? Like, what would make sense?
Get your offer accepted.
Get your offer accepted?
That's a good.
That's good.
Buy before the interest rates go up more.
Get in by the interest rates are still good. I mean, right? They are still historically good.
Sellers are giving incentives to buyers.
Get yourself, yeah, get closing costs covered.
Closing costs, pay your rate down.
Pay your rate down. We'll get your rate paid down. You guys know you can do that?
Yeah.
You're writing your offer. You can get the seller to pay down the rate.
Sure.
All of those make sense, right? Because we're going into that market what's challenging. So it's a little bit of forethought when you're thinking of putting together some sort of ad. Right now it's easier than it's ever been to put an ad together on social media. It's very easy to go on your command platform, create a Facebook ad, and get leads right into your thing. Most of us don't do it for whatever reason, because we don't know how, we're not sure, even though we have a tech guy that teaches classes and will meet with you one-on-one and show you how to do it, and get leads directly into your database. Right? But you want to make a nice message that makes sense. So if you posted a nice house on there and your message didn't match the market, you're not getting a lot of people clicking on it. But if you posted a nice message on there, an ad that said something about getting your offer accepted or getting your closing costs covered or helping your rate paid down, those are pain points right now with buyers. You get more people to click. Make sense? Your message must make an offer. It must make an offer. Right? So if your message is, for example, we'll get your closing costs covered. Great. What does that mean? They're going to keep scrolling, right? The offer has to be there. We'll get your closing costs covered. Click here to learn more. Right? You need them to click. You need them to click to see what's going on. Then you have to have a target audience that match the market conditions, what you're going for. So in Facebook, in social media, right, you realize these, let me backtrack a little bit. So if you're a Coca-Cola or if you're these big companies, Pampers or...
I didn't understand that.
And, sir, you gotta listen to that. So even like, even any of these companies, let's use a company that sells something specific towards women, for example. They're probably not going to be spending a ton of money marketing on Monday Night Football. It's common sense, right? So why as realtors do we just blast out things to everybody? I mean, if we're going to do a paid target ad, why would we not target people that are buying and selling real estate?
Yeah.
If you do a social media ad, you could get really granular with your ads that you target. You could do people that have been looking at Zillow, people that have been looking at Trulia, people that have been just married, or people that have been empty nesters. You could target people specifically with your message. So if you're doing a get your closing costs covered, or first-time home buyers, you're probably not going to be targeting empty nesters. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. You're going to want to go after people maybe just married, just graduated college, just these things, people that are in the position that makes sense, or first baby born, or whatever it is. Facebook knows all this about you because it's crazy. It's very scary what they know about you. That's a whole other conversation. Right? But you have to target who you want to go after. First, you have to think what you're going to give, what product you're going to give them, what's your specialty. If I'm going to be the first-time buyer king because I feel like that market's going to come, great, own it. Make yourself a first-time buyer program, that's awesome. Find your target audience. You might have to play with it a little bit, see what ads work better. Run 2 or 3 ads with different audiences and seeing what's working, what's not working. Make sure your market conditions match that. Does market conditions match the first-time buyer right now?
No.
Will it in 6 months?
Yeah.
So maybe it's time to plan for that, if you want, right? That's if you want to do it, right? So your message must match the market, then your message must make the offer. Now, what's the direct offer and an indirect offer? So what's a direct offer?
Buy or sell your home today.
Buy or sell your home today, right? Buy your house today. It's direct, this is what you get. Click here to buy a home. Direct, direct, direct. What's an indirect offer?
Call me or
Call me is more direct. An indirect would be more like a click here to get your best buys of the neighborhood. Like you're still getting the information, but you're not saying buy right now. You're just trying to get their information by offering value. It's less direct and harsh, if that makes sense. Both work. The direct offers are going to get more people right now, but probably less. Does that make sense? You get less people overall, but more quickly buyers or sellers. An indirect offer is going to get more people just clicking on your ad. So for example, if I'm going to be focusing on investors, because I think an investor thing is coming up, and I have this great investor program, and I do the best buys for investors, a positive cash flow, and this is what I'm offering. A direct offer would be, click here to buy this investment home. An indirect offer would be, click here to join my best buy list that'll get mailed out to you weekly of all the best investor properties. That make sense? Both will work. This will get me people's information, but they might not be wanting to buy right away, but they're interested to learn more. This is getting people like, hey, yeah, I want to buy an investment property. I'm ready. Make sense? And then you get their responses. So we kind of understand, right? Define the motivated. We've got to target an audience. Make sure it matches the market conditions. Then either figure out if we're going to do a direct or indirect offer to get responses, to get leads. All we're trying to do is get leads right now, right? Guys, we pay. If you've ever used Boomtown, if you've ever used Brivity, if you even Zillow, all they're doing is this, but charging you a crap ton for the responses. That's all they're doing. They do ads all the time, social media ads, direct ads. Zillow has their commercials. Come figure out homes worth. Find these other homes. See homes instantly. That's their ad. That they're just a mofer that gets responses, and they go, okay, now we're going to charge you for those responses. That's all they're doing. Make sense? Yes?
Yeah.
Questions?
Yeah.
No questions?
Can I,
Okay.
can I grab a packet that Vicky just?
Oh, I do have some up here. Did Victoria bring these in?
Yeah. You're so done.
I'm just so into it, I don't know what's going on.
You were logged in.
Oh yeah. The mofer, my favorite term. We talked about this a few times already. If you've been coming to the class, what's the mofer?
Make offer for immediate response.
What?
Make offer for immediate response. Find the motivated mofer. Okay, we're gonna do this together. And I'm gonna make sure Zoom can see me. Best we can. All right. So we're going to come up with a little strategy, mofer, and your homework is to make this yourself, because this is a fundamental for you guys in real estate to be driving in leads consistently and driving in stuff to your business. What is a target audience that we want to make an offer for, a niche for, that we could go through and make a strategy for, that if we left here today and implemented, we could actually maybe go get some leads, and we're going to do it together. So, what is a niche we want to hit?
First-time buyer.
First-time home buyers? You want sellers? Well, sellers is broad, so what's the niche there?
Empty nesters, sellers.
Empty nesters. Do you think that's going to be the market coming up, though?
I don't know.
It was. I think we just left that market. I think that was a great market, a great thing. The last year and a half, as prices were at the peak and people were looking to sell at the high point and buy something smaller. But as prices come down stagnant, I don't know if that's going to happen. First time home buyers, had a couple of people saying that. FSBOs. Or no, FSBOs. That's not a FSBO.
And investors.
All right, first time home buyer. How can we be specific or a niche with that? What kind of program can we create to make this our own thing? Because everyone can work first time home buyers. What makes us special?
Get your closing costs covered,
Closing costs covered.
down payment assistance.
So which one do you guys want to do? Closing costs or down payment assistance?
Down payment.
Down payment.
Down payment assistance.
Do you have a program that can do that?
Then,
Not
Is
yet.
your lender? Do we have one?
Does
Now
now
happen?
happen?
We can. Is CalHAFA rolling again?
yeah.
We can connect them to the different programs, because there's.
There's a lot, but do we have one specifically we could use today?
The closing codes.
So the reason why I'm asking is this is a great conversation you want to have with your lender first.
Yeah.
And say, hey, what's the 3 programs that we can make a strategy behind, and then we can go after that part.
Yeah.
But is there a lender in here that has a program live? Nobody in here is a
Yes.
lender?
Bank of America has something right now.
I know, but I don't know the details. I'm asking because just for the sake of us doing this today, I'm gonna shift from that because I don't know their exact details, because you want the details to be able to use that specifically.
Okay.
Chase has 2,500 to 5,000 K.
And closing costs covered, and,
Yes.
and down payment or closing
Right
costs?
now, just on the east side, not the west side.
So that's
Right
great.
now, right now,
So,
right now.
okay, so that's a great thing to target, but would you target west side people with that?
No.
No, you go east side, find people, 2,000 for looking in East Palmdale, 2,000 to $5,000 in closing costs covered. We'll use that, because you know specifically what it is. So
Yeah.
it's 2,500 in closing or down payment?
25 to 5,000 into closing fees.
Chase Bank.
Chase. East side.
Okay, so we know what our program is for first-time home buyers, and it has to be at the east side. Sound fair? Okay, so now we know what our program is. East side, what is our target audience?
First time home buyers on the east side?
How do you know they're first-time home buyers? You can't just type in first-time home buyers. You might, some of them might be, there might be something there that Facebook knows, but we gotta be a little bit more specific. Who might be first-time home buyers?
She graduated from college.
Okay?
Millennial.
People that just got married.
Oh, that's a good one. I don't know how to spell.
College grads.
What did you say for, just married?
Yeah.
What about new job?
Promotion.
Promotion?
First time parents.
Military.
Military? If I was military, I'd probably be going after some VA program.
Yeah, they're.
Just to be honest, because they have better programs for that. So I would be targeting them specifically, and if I have military and if I have the VA, I would be going hard on that because that's a great opportunity for them to take advantage of. Okay, so we got college grads, millennials, just married, new job, first-time parents. Anything else specifically?
Kids of previous, older kids of your previous clients.
So like retargeting your previous clients?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how to quantify that though. Because you can't quantify that, we're gonna pull that back, so that would be something you would target for your own database, like your own people that you'd hit anyways with your program. Your own database, if you do any program, you should hit them all anyways with it. The emails, whatever you do, hey, we got this if you know anyone. But we're looking specifically if we're gonna run an ad or target people, specifically for like on social media or something like that. And or radio, and or whatever you wanted to do.
How
Make
about
sense?
people that sold about 3 years? Because I know after you sell 3 years and you're renting for 3 years, you're considered a first-time home buyer.
So if you're like, renters,
Yeah, renters.
that works.
Yeah.
Because if you're renting, you probably want to buy, especially if you have down payment assistance.
Yeah. People with families.
I love that idea.
Yeah.
All right, so we got a good target audience now. All right, Does our market conditions match first-time home buyers? Almost.
You could.
Yeah, it could. I'm, maybe not today, but I could see it in 6 months, and within 18 months for sure. As we know historically, the longest recession has been 18 months, where we've had GDP below a negative for 2 quarters in a row. Once it goes positive 2 quarters in a row, we're considered out of the recession. The longest we've had is 18 months. Typically, how the recessions start, the Fed raises rates, slows down everything, causes a recession, helps inflation. How do they get out of it?
Lower rates.
They lower rates, more programs. They want people to go buy to start moving the economy again, correct? So we could expect 6 months to a year of, and then we could see that starting to kick around with all these different programs. So this might not be today's play, but this might be put on the back burner, ready to rock, and have it planned out as soon as that program comes up that makes sense. Now, this program is still pretty good. I would make the play today because the program on the east side is what they're targeting. Okay?
How about this? People that are needing to get their credit in check, you know,
Like credit repair people?
Credit, well, people that need their credit repaired, so that in 6 months they're set up to.
So you run like a credit repair to buy program? I would say that's a whole complete different, deeper strategy, but it's a good idea. And say get with a lender or credit repair specialist, get your credit prepared now because in 6 to 12 months it's going to be a great time to buy.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
So Gary, you're identifying a first-time home buyer market as low interest rates. Once it bottoms out and they start reducing it, that's when you're saying that's more the
I would
ideal
tell
time?
anyone right now it's a good time to buy because if you're paying rent, you're paying someone else's mortgage, and you build wealth through your owning an own home. And an average renter's wealth is like $6,000. An average home buyer or homeowner is like 110 or something like that. That's way off on the numbers, but I'm just comparative. If you own a home, you have way more wealth, so it's always a good time to buy. It's just the mindset of the consumer right now is, don't buy right now, the market's gonna crash. Don't buy. There's all this going on. We know typically in history, once those good rates come back or better rates come back and or programs come out, it really would be, it's going to be a better time to buy. In 2009, they gave $8,000 to first-time home buyers. Just, here's $8,000 because they had so many distressed properties. So that there will be, that was an insane time. I don't think it'll get that bad, but they will do what it takes to get the economy moving again, if that makes sense. Okay, so we got our kind of our target audience. We know our market conditions. Now, what's going to be our offer? What is going to be our offer we're going to do? Are we doing a direct offer? Are we doing an indirect offer? What are we going to put out there that's going to get people to click as they're scrolling on Facebook? What are we going to put out there that would get people to dial in on the phone number if you did a radio ad or if you did a, Pandora ad or whatever people do now? What's going to get people to click if you're watching your Tickety Talk and you do something cool and someone's all excited and they want to, respond?
The immediate response, huh? Like,
Click
we
now
want
for
the action now.
That's a direct, right? I'm so cool and hip. My kids are lucky. I'm being a cool dad. Can't wait to wear my fanny pack.
Like, do you know?
Fanny pack. Disneyland. That'd be great. The zinc on my nose.
Oh my gosh, stop.
Stop. Anyways, sorry. So what was that? I'm sorry?
Like a do you know?
Like a do you know? Well, what do you think? Do you know that you could get $2,500 at closing cost? Click here to learn
Yeah.
more.
Did you know?
So I was gonna say, isn't that the direct click that they can get $2,500 in closing costs? Like,
Yeah.
get this.
Well,
It's available
it
for
depends
you.
what they're looking for people to act on. For example, if they wanna transfer families from the east to the west, you can say, or from the west to the east, you can say, target on the message on that side. But if you want them to save on that money part, then, because you can't write everything again, it will just be too much. You want plain and simple.
Plain and simple. Here's the deal. There is no right answer. Right? There is a mad science to writing ad to get people to click. that some people will tell you one thing is another. You could run an ad on Facebook for 20 bucks for nothing. You could run an ad for 50 bucks, for 100 bucks. You need to run multiple ads and see what gets people to click.
Yeah.
And it might just be the picture that you use to get people to click, right? A family moving into a home or something like that. Some sort of picture, some sort of something that might get people to click on the ad, right? There's a real estate office in San Diego that just partnered with Keller Williams, and they turned away 300 agents to work with them this last year. They have 300 agents at their office. They average, and the office nets just over 1.2 a month. This office netted all year $490,000 last year, right? So they are making so much money. You know what they do? Your home sold 72 hours guaranteed.
Wow.
That's their mofer. That's all they do. They run newspaper ads. They do all this. And the agents get some of those leads, but you have to prove yourself before you get those leads type of thing. And it's a very competitive thing that they do. All they do, especially in the market, it made sense, is they took the listing on Friday. They got the listing on Thursday. They got the house ready on Friday, did all the advertisement, got the pictures and everything. They did one open house on Saturday. People had to be gone for one day. They reviewed offers on Monday. And that's it. But they would have such a mass hysteria around the only time to see the home was Saturday.
Yeah.
And they made such, what did the guy say? He made such an exclusive, like the house was, you had 2 hours on Saturday to see it and that's it. And you had to get your offer by Sunday, you wouldn't be considered. They had people lined up to see their house every freaking week. We were in that market, right?
Yeah.
And they would get multiple offers, a ton of offers, and they'd get people competing. They'd make way more than normal. And all their ad said was 72 guaranteed. And it said less hassle, leave your house for one day, like it was so simple. And they were destroying it with the amount of people calling them with leads wanting to know about the program, right? That was their mofer. That was their idea. That's all they did. They got really good at it. The guy got cocky with it. And he's smart. He's a smart dude. He wrote a really good offer. So you have to there is no correct answer. One way would make sense. One way is the best. You have to try multiple things and be willing to try different things. Do a $20 ad this way. Or $10 ad this way, $10 ad this way, $10 ad this way. Different words, different pictures. You have to be willing to fail and get nothing. And that's okay, because it's a learning experience and that doesn't mean it didn't work, right? So if you're saying what works, targeting only the east side people with a picture of finally moving into a home or whatever that looks like, and saying, don't stress about the closing costs. We got you covered. Click here to learn more. I don't know. That might work. That might not work. Right? That makes sense? So for the direct offer, do you guys like the click here to get your closing costs covered? Do you like the, it's cheaper than you would think? Click here to learn more about our program?
No, be direct with the money.
Huh?
The money.
The money? So $5,000 in closing covered, up to $5,000 in clothing covered.
Up to.
What if we just took a house that was for sale from a Keller Williams agent in East Palmdale, and we put up to covered. Click here. Let's think about this though. I'm a first-time home buyer. Let's think this through.
Okay.
I have no idea anything about buying homes. Up to $5,000 closing costs covered. That means a lot to us. Does that mean jack squat to little Timmy and Sammy who just got married and they're all excited and they're holding hands and they're going to go live their new home, or they're renting and they don't know jack squat about real estate?
That's a lot.
They might not know. That might mean nothing to them.
Save $5,000.
Up to $5,000.
Save $5,000 in buying this home.
Up to $5,000 to your new home. Click here.
Up to $5,000 on your new home? That might work. I don't know. I'm saying you try things and see what works. my brain immediately goes the other way, right? Get this home, right? If we know closing costs are gonna be $4,000, about 3%, let's say it's a $400,000 home, that means it's $12,000 roughly in closing costs, roughly. It might be a little bit less. If we get $5,000 off that, that means we're $7,000, right? So what if we flip that and we know there's other programs, Cal HAFA, stuff like that, and we said, get into this home for only $7,000.
Oh.
If I'm a buyer and I don't know anything about real estate, but I know I have 7,000, I have 10,000, I thought I needed 20% down.
Yeah.
I thought I needed 40, 50. You mean I could get into a home for $7,000? I got that from our wedding gifts. I'll return that Dyson vacuum I don't need. I'll get a house. Just kidding. Nobody got me a Dyson. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Freaking bread maker. Who wants that? Just kidding. I'm just teasing.
Can you pose it as a question, like, do you have 7,000? Call me now.
Then you could, yeah. You could do whatever. You just need to see, so there is some rules on Facebook. Sometimes they'll flag ads if it's not, especially buying homes, because you have to be, if it somehow excludes anybody, they'll shut it down. Try things, see what works. So I'm just trying to get you guys to think, that's it. I'm not telling you this will work. Things do work though, all the time. So the reason why I say is get into this home for $6,000 or $7,000 down is I know that works because I ran those ads and I got a crap ton of leads. Here's the God honest truth though, you will get a lot of leads, things will work, it's going to be up to you to convert them, and the better agents will convert at a much higher level. Ready? It's gonna hurt your hearts a little. Say a lot of agents, really bad leads. Not necessarily, right? I say there's, all leads are created equal, the timing of the lead is different. So, right, so a lot of times like, oh, they're a terrible lead, they're not gonna buy. Yeah, today, they might buy in 6 years. And if you're really on your game as an agent and you have a really good 36-touch program, you put them into a database and you touch up with them, they may close 6 years from now. Yeah, it sucks, it's not today, but it still will close in the future, right? So there are, all leads are not created equal, absolutely 100% true. And the top agents will convert at a higher level over and over again on these leads, right? But the idea is you create a program where you have a consistent lead flow, and you're gonna need that lead flow definitely down during a shifted market, because we're gonna have less leads than normal. It's gonna take more effort. Your phone is going to ring less with people wanting to buy or sell, right? So you have to figure out something that brings people in. One of my favorite ways to do this, and I think it's less scary, and I've seen it work, and I've been telling people to do it, that if you've been meeting with me, is you do one of these programs, but you lead people to some sort of buyer seminar. First time buyer seminar. So learn how to buy a home where $5,000 had. Come to our buyer seminar. Buyer seminar. We have a room right here. Get a lender to come help you. Bring some food in. Do it on a Thursday night or a Friday night at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and post the buyer seminar. You might have 3 people show up the first time. It's kind of embarrassing. I did it, right? And you're thinking you have all these people, one person might show up. That's okay. You do it every other month or every month, and you keep running the ad, more and more people will come. You get a lender to do it with you, you have them go over the lending process, you go over the home buying process, and how your program is better. I did this for teachers. I had a teacher program. We made up this BS teacher program, there's no teachers in here, that we advertised. It was a Cal HAFA, teachers got an extra 4% instead of 3%, and we gave $500 back to the classroom. That's it. Out of our commissions. We split it, 250, 250. We wrote a big check, $500 a classroom, look at us, our advertisement, right? That was worth its weight in gold right there. We put it out to all the teachers, we did a teacher seminar, first time buyers teacher seminar, teacher seminar, teacher seminar. Teachers have a program called BITSA, Beginning Teachers. I know those teachers now have a good paying job. Once they get tenure, they're never gonna lose it. They're great buyers, it's gonna be a good spot, right? I went around to the school districts with my flyers. We handed them out. I had to get permission from the districts. I drove around to every school, the stack of flyers, I gave it to them. We ran Facebook ads. We targeted people to our teacher program. The first time we did it, we had like 3 or 4 people show up. And then we had like 7 or 8, and 9 or 10. And occasionally, I still get a phone call, is, hey, are you guys still, that program, like that little program that we had was long gone, right? But it worked, but it took time. It's consistency, consistency, consistency. So we created that, me and my lender created it, we got creative. My wife was a teacher, my brother is a teacher, my sister-in-law is a teacher. So we had this group and I said, hey, why not? This makes sense, this could be my niche. Because I didn't have another niche. I got nothing special, like I couldn't think of anything. I don't speak Spanish, I don't have any special area of skills. So, made it up. Make sense? So I'm just trying to get you guys to think something different so you could go out there and create your own program or whatever that is and try it. So if the $5,000 closing covered or buy, oh my gosh, this house for out of pocket or whatever it is, right? You're just thinking of different strategies to get people to click on your ads or your thing to bring you in leads. Make sense? Do you guys know on your website, I think I already told you this last time, that after you could go to the settings and after people see 2 or 3 homes, you could ask them to log in and then you capture their information. You could drive people with a mofer or whatever to your website, we talked about it last time, and after the 2nd or 3rd home, if they want to keep looking around, they have to log in and you'll get notified that you now have a lead. People that are looking at homes on your website. It's up to you to follow up with that person. You'll get a lot of looky-loos. A lot of people just end up in your database that you don't know who they are. But if you have a system after that to follow up with them and give them the information and see if they need something or get, hey, would you like open house, all the open houses that are coming up this weekend, here they are, some sort of something to get them engaged. Those are leads that can come in. It doesn't cost you much to do that. I did the West Side Pool Homes, I told you guys last time. You just do the search, you save it, put it on social media, check out all the homes for sale on the West Side Pool Homes. Check out your neighborhood for sale. What's for sale in your neighborhood? Your website could do that. You could save the link and you could put it on social media, you could put it on Facebook, and people could click on that. They're on your website, now they see 2 or 3 homes, they have to put in their information if they want to see more. People will, because they want to see those homes that are for sale. All you did was do a search. It's all Zillow's doing. That's it. You guys can put 2. Okay, so we have our direct offer, we have our response. Does that make sense? All right. Okay, now here's the part where you guys have to do the work. Let's see how much more we have here. Okay, I'm gonna go through this real quick, and then because I don't want to run out of time like I normally do, I want to circle back to this and give you guys some homework. So, okay, find the motivated. So we talked about choices, prospecting or marketing. You have the different options, right? With the direct response offers, the quickest path to business is focused on prospecting. Cost is low and can be mastered. Okay? Environment for prospecting, no distractions. Close the door. Mirror, watch your expressions. Are you happy when doing it? Scripts, know what to say, and have no interruptions. So if you're going to do it for 2 hours, so if you're going to, let's think about this real quick. You want to do this program, this offer. How could you go prospect this?
Door knock for the first time homebuyer seminar.
Where are you going to door knock?
Around this area.
Apartments!
Apartments.
The east side!
Gosh, yes.
With the little flyer. Oh, it's brilliant. Look what we just came up with as a group. We're so smart, right? She makes me feel good about myself. Laugh at my jokes. Right? But that really is a prospecting. It doesn't cost you money. Like, I don't have money to run ads. I can't get a radio ad. You're crazy. Great. Go knock on people's doors. Give them your flyer. I'm too scared to knock on doors. Okay. Go print flyers. Print 2 on a page. Cut them in half. Clip a little hole at the top. Put a rubber band through it. Pull it tight. Hang it on their door. Can you be brave enough to do that? Right? So you're brave enough to knock on the door. Just knock on the door. Get over yourself. But if you're not, do that at least, right? What else could we do? What's another way we could prospect that?
Yeah, I was gonna say cold call. I'm afraid to say that.
You don't have to cold call. You could cold call. Go ask Frank. Hey Frank, I need all the people in apartment buildings' phone numbers. I don't know if they could do that or not because it's normally on title, but maybe. Could we get that? And then you could call those people. You could also just call your people you know and be like, hey guys, we have this really cool new program for first-time home buyers, and I'm just letting you guys know we're gonna do a seminar. Do you know anyone that I should invite? Your kids? There's ways to do it. You just gotta be creative, right? You don't have to spend money to do this. So get in the path of business. Sellers, you're looking at sellers, go after expired listings, go after FSBOs. Those people want to, they've yelled, I wanna sell, I wanna sell. You said, I wanna get more sellers? Go after the people that have already said they wanna sell. Expireds, they wanted to sell, they agreed to sell. FSBOs, they're trying to do it themselves, they wanna sell. Their objection is they just wanna save money, probably gonna lose money in the process. Buyers, doing open houses. People are walking in, going after investors. Get back to your Mets and past clients, the greatest source of referrals and repeats. Remind them you're in real estate, update them on the market, be enthusiastic and positive, ask for business and referrals and treat them special. Invite them to coffee. Do a coffee day with Becky. And buy them coffee when they come in for 4 hours and then hang out. How many people do you have come through that?
Probably like 30.
30 different people in our database came to get coffee. How much did it cost you?
Nothing, I had it sponsored.
Oh! Oh! So smart.
It's so fun.
It's a brilliant idea. Now you're doing boba with Becky next? Yeah. And she's just there hanging out. They come by, she's gonna buy them coffee, and if they wanna talk and hang out, talk and hang out. That's just brilliant. That's so brilliant. Okay, get something new. Get out to your community, internet, blogs, e-zones, video, email, multimedia, cell messaging, Facebook, Craigslist, LinkedIn, all that stuff, right? We all know about that. Builders, Californians, good luck with that. Multinational groups, generational groups, uncover buyers, right? There's a lot of different things you guys can get out there and try to find different lead sources, different groups you can get involved with, different things you can do. You just gotta be creative, spend some time researching your people that you're going after. So I have when I went to school, my minor was in public relations, right? And in the public relations, the first thing that you do for any company or any ad campaign or anything you do, the first step is massive research. Massive research. So if we're looking at doing something for a company, right, we're gonna go figure out who truly is their buyers and demographics. And it takes a long time to research who, excuse me, who their people are, who their customers are. If you're gonna run this play, know who your customers are. Know who they are. Research it. Research where they're hanging out, what they're doing, how you could do that. If you're going after first-time home buyers, maybe you find out that a lot of those millennials are hanging out at the pubs nowadays, drinking the beer over at the breweries. Maybe go form a relationship at the breweries. Do a brew with Becky. And first-time home buyer program.
I'm already gonna do that one, don't say that.
Yeah.
Beers on Becky.
But make sure you change it to your name, it'll be weird. Beers on Becky. Becky, I'm coming to that one. I love beer. That's a good idea. And if your name doesn't rhyme with beer or doesn't make sense, well, figure it out. Make something work for you. Right? Research it. Know what you're doing with it.
I'm in the rental manager.
So what new sources of leads will you explore? I'm going to skip through that. So bottom line is get going, shift your mindset, study your market and industry daily, practice what you say daily. A lot of this was last class. Lead generate 3 hours daily, use direct response prospecting, find the motivated buyers and sellers, and ask for business. Don't put away this guide without developing a plan to put to what you've learned into action. That's what we're going to do right now in the next 5-10 minutes, is we're going to come up with a strategy that we can do. Sorry Zoom, I forgot to click over. You didn't miss much. I was just, not much on the slides. But what we're going to do is we're going to come up with a strategy that we can now take from here, and you can fill in the words with what you want to fill in, but we're going to kind of come up with a strategy we can put into action, okay? And we're going to do it my favorite way. It's the only way I know how to do it, is just doing a 1 through 5. What's a 1 through 5?
One goal. 3 ways to do it.
3 priorities, 5 strategies. All right? So what's our goal?
buyer seminar. Is that the goal? What is the goal?
Okay, great. So, but your goal is to have a buyer seminar. It's pretty, now you can host one tomorrow and stand here, nobody comes and say you accomplished your goal?
Impossible.
I don't think that's necessary. So maybe it's, maybe a goal more specifically is to have 10 deals generated from hosting buyer seminars.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the 3 or the 5, whatever? you
One goal, it's a GPS. It's a guidance system to where you want to go. A goal, priorities, strategies. One goal, 3 priorities, 5 strategies. Doesn't have to be 5, it's just, that's what it is. So we talk about the one goal, so let's use this for example. By the way, this doesn't have to be your goal. Just put yourself a plan together of what you're going to do when you leave here today to go get leads, is what I'm asking you to do. So if the goal is to have 10 deals from buyers seminars, just for example, right? That makes sense?
Yes.
So that's our goal. So what's going to be our first priority to achieve that goal?
We probably need to organize it. give
Maybe
a
host
calendar.
6 seminars? Gotta host them. Okay, what's our priority 2? Are people going to show up to this thing?
Promoting.
So maybe have a
Marketing.
marketing plan, create and develop a marketing plan. We're doing this quickly, so you probably want to get more in detail, but for buyers program. What's the last priority you should focus on to close 3? You need to close 10 deals, so you're going to host 6 buyer seminars, you're going to create a marketing plan. What else are you going to do?
Follow up.
Have to date it.
I would think you need to lead generate for it. You have a great marketing plan, you could have a great host seminars plan, but if you ain't lead generating to get people there, it ain't gonna happen. Make sense? Okay. Oops. So a lead gen plan for it. Now, to this to be a really good 135, you want to use SMART goals for these. So meaning that it's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time specific. So is this specific? Have 10 deals?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, if it's successful or not, we'll know if you did 10 deals or not. Specific. So measurable, yes. Is it achievable?
Yeah.
Is it relevant to what we're trying to do?
Yeah.
Is it time specific?
No.
So when do you want to do this by?
Next year.
90 days.
10 deals in 90 days? Yeah, the fastest escrows. Who's your escrow officer? And your lender. By December? 6 months?
Yeah.
By the end of the year.
End of the year?
6 months.
Whatever works for you, right? When are you going to host these 6 buyer seminars by?
Once a month, for 6 months.
Yeah.
It's almost like it works out. Okay? When are you going to create a marketing plan by?
Now.
Right now?
No.
Yes.
Today? Is it going to be a good plan if you whip it up in one day?
No.
Probably not. Maybe by the end of the month. Gives you 6 days, 7 days, 8 days?
Yeah.
Okay. When do you have a lead generation plan done?
After the seminars?
So the lead generation plan, I think that you can do it quickly, but more of a lead generation, you're gonna have to do it daily for the 6 months. So it's probably gonna fall in line with the rest of it. Does that make sense? Okay, so now we're gonna go with the priority 1, host 6 buyer seminars. So now we're gonna go into the strategy 1 for that priority. So if we're gonna host 6 things, what strategy do we need to do to make that happen first?
Plan on.
Maybe find a lender to help do it?
Location.
Find a lender and location. What else do you need to do?
And invite people.
Okay, invite people, so it's, that could be a part of your lead generation plan though, to invite people, so we'll save that one for what that looks like. What else do we need to do?
Figure out the food situation?
Okay, so figure out, what is that, commodities? No, that's not right.
Amenities.
Snacks.
Hors d'oeuvres.
What is it, committed?
Amenities.
Amenities, that's the one. More, I don't know how to spell that. Someone spell it.
We're all using the wrong words when we get
Amenities, just, if you write it
The details.
bad enough, nobody knows you can't spell.
It's like doctors.
It says amen tea.
As long as you say, you can scribble it, they can write themselves.
Amenities and whatever. And
Details.
Details.
Right?
Maybe sponsors? You have a sponsor come for first-time home buyers that will come and help pay for it?
Under lenders.
Your lender will probably pay for it, but you don't know. Do we need anything else? If we did all these things, would we have a buyer seminar?
No,
Yeah,
you can create the seminar.
Yeah.
Gotta create
I
a
was gonna
seminar.
say, first, you guys said it.
The slideshow.
The agenda.
I actually found out that at the Keller Williams University, they have a slideshow for that.
I have these tools for you guys.
Yeah. Almost.
All right, it's almost like other people have done this and they made it easy for you guys to do it. Okay, so if you did all these things, would you have a seminar?
Yes.
Perfect.
Good job.
When are you gonna do them by? Right? So now you gotta go through and do these things. Right? So if you're gonna, okay, I gotta find a lender, I'm gonna try to do that by next week. You give yourself time frames of when you're gonna do it. We're gonna
Wait,
do this.
I'm sorry, what's number 4?
Sponsors, you don't have, by the way, you don't, we're just
I
rough
know they're
drafting.
ideas, but
Yeah, we're just rough drafting here, but if you take this and do this, this would be a play that would get you business. Like, it will. For sure. If you're like, I'm terrified of being in front of a group of people and speaking, there's no way in hell I'm gonna do that, then do something else. Okay? Or just get over your fear. I used to be terrified, I cried in front of the class in 2nd grade when I had to do a presentation, and in 3rd grade. I was terrified to get in front of people and speak when I was little.
Yeah.
Look at me now.
Did you cry?
It makes you stronger. I only cry when I leave now. All right, so that's that, right? So then we would go to our next priority, which was create market. I'm getting out of time here. Create marketing plan for buyers seminar. So what would be our first strategy?
Facebook ads.
So a marketing plan. So run a Facebook ad campaign.
Yes. Door knock.
Pass out flyers.
So let's stay on this real quick. Run a Facebook ad campaign. I don't know how to do that.
Meet with Mike.
Strategy 2. Meet with Mike or Google or spend time learning it or figure it out.
66-day challenge.
Meet with Mike on how to run campaigns. The truth is Command will do it and it does it cheap. It's very cool. But if you go to Facebook and use their ad manager, if you have a business account, you get a lot more options and demographics that you could target. You get demographics on people, how much they make, everything. Like you could go crazy within the demographics of what you could do in the ads. So you get a little bit more on that. You could go learn more about that, spend time researching it. If you just say, I don't know how, I don't care, go learn. You have freaking YouTube. You have the world's universe of every piece of knowledge in the history right here in your phone. Figure it out. All right, what's another strategy?
Pass out flyers.
To how many? To where?
50 a week.
50 a week to apartments?
Yeah.
Or you can do the mailers, right? Which would be a little bit more time efficient.
Yeah, it would be way more time efficient, but it just depends on money,
Right.
right? Because you can do about 50, 60 cents a flyer through Command and targeting certain things. It's a great idea, saves a ton of time, but that's gonna cost you $200, $300. You right? If you don't have money. All right, what else can we do?
Reach out to your street.
Send out sphere of influence, how often? Emails?
you said pass out 50 flyers a day, you said?
Well, hey, pass out 50 flyers to apartments weekly.
All apartments, weekly.
All right, so you said sphering emails. That's great. Sphere emails to each event. Okay. What else? What if you're natural on Instagram? What if you guys did this? If you beat Becky? Hey, we're at our thing. Come to our event. But you sound more cute.
Hey, guys.
Yeah, see? Hey guys, we're doing a buyer seminar. Tell your friends and family. Maybe you do stories or TikToks or whatever.
Where they can sign in.
Click on the link below, above,
It's a whole thing.
right? Run your social stories
Oh, yeah, it's back. It's underscore back.
and whatever, right? Dot, 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 dot. We're out of time, right? Dot, 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 dot. Make sense? So now you're gonna do the same thing with our last category, which was? Lead gen, right? So we tied in some of the lead gen into here. So passing out flyers, that might be more in the lead gen or whatever works for you, but make it work, right? So now what's the last step, or it won't happen?
Action.
Doing it daily?
How do you make action happen?
Do it. Do it.
So what do you do on Friday? You create this thing, you look at the dates of when you said you're gonna complete a buy, and you're gonna start putting the crap in your calendar to do it.
Time blocking it.
You're time blocking it out so it happens. It's in your calendar, you make it happen. If it's not in your calendar, it doesn't exist. I made that up on the spot, it's not written on the wall behind you, said by Dana Kokoska and bold and everything Keller Williams.
That was George.
Yeah, it's good. Right? It's on your calendar, you have an action plan, now it's up to you just to do it. I can't make you do it. That's up to you. Most of you won't. It's truth, it is what it is, sorry. Most of you won't do it. Go ahead.
How many of these little plan strategies can you actually work on? Like at the
Run
same time?
one.
One at a time.
Do one good first.
Just one.
Do one good first. So this could be one of your activities for your 3 pillars of lead generation. Then you could also do open houses. Then you could also focus on your sphere of influence. But this is one thing that you could try. You don't have to. You don't have to do any of this. Just do something. This is just an idea to get you guys to think of a way to go get leads. Make sense? All right. Tomorrow George will be teaching. He'll be here on time at 9 o'clock. He won't forget. What? Do you know what tomorrow you're going over?
No clue.
Be honest.
You want to just let it be a surprise tomorrow.
I think it's, you know what it is?
It'll
I
be a
think
surprise.
it's
We're doing
converting.
burpees to start off.
I think it's converting on what you're doing. Anyways, guys, thank you. I hope you had a good time. We'll see you guys tomorrow. George will see you, and then I'll be back on Thursday.
Yeah, it's like.
Wait, what day is this again?
Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays.
Oh, I thought Oreo filling is a week.
It is.
Blue or Friday?